Bill Bonds truly had an uncanny way of connecting to viewers. He would often say what many of us were thinking, but didn't know how to put into words.
Or were afraid to say, maybe,
yeah,
right?
True.
His commentaries, well, no one was more opinionated than Bill Bonds.
2 mandates and 2 Americas. There are also, though, maybe 2 truths here. One is President Reagan's, the other is the mayor's. Reagan says we've got to be strong militarily and we've got to get Big Brother off of our backs. The mayors say that President Reagan does not, though, have a mandate to destroy the cities of America. It's really the old American dilemma. Increase his taxes, but don't increase mine. Take his benefits away, but don't take mine away. 2 Americas, 2 mandates. Which one did you vote for? And a little something to think about after having spent several hours at work making sure that those of us at Channel 7 slant the news as objectively as any television news department in the country. I don't think anybody has got all the answers, and I don't really think that anybody has all the right questions, but the guy Cook is a pretty smart cookie, and he told us today, look, these billion-dollar profits by the big 3 are just terrific, but he then warned that Washington better do something quick about the $200 billion deficit and that massive trade deficit we have. You know, there is nothing inherently evil about an all-men's club, just like there is nothing inherently evil about an all-female or women's club. There is, though, something inherently good about a nation, a country, that has laws that protects the rights of men and women to join and belong to private clubs and organizations they want to belong to, as long as those clubs and organizations don't engage in activities or plans to hurt or otherwise infringe or violate the rights of others. You know, privacy is a right in this country that hundreds of thousands of men fought and got killed to protect. And to call or to label the men of the DAC bigots or chauvinists, I think is a bum rap. So while everybody in Hollywood knew Rock Hudson's truth and his secret, his studio even forced him to get married. After all, there was big money to be made with this big, handsome, homosexual male who was adored by millions of normal American women. Well, Rock Hudson was really a pretty nice guy and a pretty good actor. He was forced, though, to live a lie. He died telling the truth so that others like him and like you and like me, the so-called lucky normal ones, might better understand it all. That's not a bad epitaph. And to perform in television's dynasty program while dying, that's a pro, that's a man, despite the sexual preference he was born with. The problem is the Jewish people and the Palestinians. They can't, won't, or will not, or all of the above, compromise. They can't make a deal. Really, are they that special? To be sure, both have suffered tremendously for years. But until Israel and the Palestinians sit down and make a deal, this terrorism is not going to stop. Until the Arab world starts believing that America is as fair with them as America is seen as being pro-Jewish, the killing will continue. Maybe it is time for the rest of the world to insist, you two go to the woodshed and you make a deal as valuable and precious as your needs, your cultures, your religions, your values and grievances, and your suffering are. They are not worth blowing up the earth and the rest of mankind. The point is that good things are being said about Detroit and Michigan, and not just by Detroiters and people from Michigan, but by some very smart, sophisticated cookies around this country. Now, if we could just get those little filthy-mouthed boys and girls in the bleachers to shut up and somehow get Bill Bonds to stop editorializing all the time, everything would be perfect. Today was the first national holiday in honor of Martin Luther King, Jr. We do that for only 2 other Americans. George Washington, you remember him, he owned slaves, and he was the one who with violence founded this special nation of ours. And Abe Lincoln, the tall, lean rail splitter from Illinois, who with violence saved our nation and then freed the slaves. And Martin Luther King, the grandson of slaves who improved the nation by inspiring its people. If Presidents Lincoln and Washington are talking things over tonight, I think they're probably saying, hey, Martin, welcome to the club. It is special people like you who kept the dream alive that make the nation we so loved so special. 3 great Americans, one who owned slaves, one who freed slaves, one who was the grandson of slaves. Each a citizen, each a man who changed his nation for the better. Only in America. That is kind of special.
He connected with viewers. He was a special talent, a man of intelligence and wit, a man that I was pleased to be able to say that I learned from and worked with, and someone that I'll miss and that all of us will miss each and every day.
And for those of us who sit here, I think we all know that we can never fill his footsteps because there's gigantic, but we're thankful that we couldn't fill his shoes, but we're thankful anyways that we can try to follow in his footsteps a little bit, and he led the way way he did. So
it's a legacy, it's a history that we're all proud to be a part of.
Yeah,
and
certainly.
We try in our own way to further, because he set the course.
He really did.
For all of us.
And to Karen and his family, we say our thoughts and prayers. And so many of our viewers we've heard from on Twitter and Facebook, everyone is thinking, and so many praying for you tonight.
We thank you for joining us for this special remembrance, the life and career of the king of Detroit TV news, Bill Bonds. Good night.
Unless somebody really has a profound question. I'll see you later.